Hey, what's up, everybody? Tim here, coming at you with yet another edition of my Lost Classic series. Hope everybody's lives are starting to get back to normal after COVID 19. This week, I want to focus on the band Foreigner. Everybody knows Foreigner, hot blooded, feels like the first time, cold as ice, head games. I want to know what love is. Say You Will, all the big hit tunes with, with Lou Gramm and Mick Jones, at the forefront. Urgent, Waiting for a Girl Like You. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The band was huge in the late 70s and huge all the way through most of the 80s. But by the end of the 80s, Lou Gramm had left the band to go on to pursue a solo career. And instead of folding, the band decided to forge on with the new lead singer, a guy by the name of Johnny Edwards. Johnny Edwards had previously sung with Montrose, I think also King Cobra, before he joined Foreigner. It's funny because when you watch Behind the Musics or other shows where they talk about this record, they always talk about how Johnny Edwards doesn't sound anything like Lou Gramm. I completely disagree. I think he sounds a lot like Lou Gramm, just a more hard rock, maybe 80s hair band version, but he sounds a lot like Lou Gramm. I think sounds more like Lou Gramm than the current singer, Kelly, whatever his name is, that sings for the band right now. And they still had 3/4 of the Foreigner 4 lineup intact. They still had the same bass player, same drummer, Mick Jones on guitar, then of course Johnny Edwards coming in. The last couple of Foreigner records before Unusual Heat were very 80s, very keyboard rich, very synthesizer full records that really didn't resemble the hard rock records that they had put out earlier in their career. So when Johnny Edwards came in, all of a sudden you had this rock infusion coming back in. Maybe even a little bit of an 80s hair band flair to them. All of a sudden they're going back to making a hard rock record. It still sounds like Foreigner, don't get me wrong. There's still all those elements. It's still a Foreigner record, but they went back to maybe more of a pop, maybe hard rock feel on a lot of the songs. It was produced by a guy named Terry Thomas, I think also Mick Jones. And Terry Thomas had a lot to do with the Bad Company resurgence in the late 80s and early 90s as well. There's some similar sounds between those two, and a lot of sounds of what was going on at the time in 91 when this record came out. The record did not do well when it came out. It only got up to like 118 or 100 something on the Billboard charts. It didn't sell well. But there are some great tracks on here. Most notably is a song called Low Down and Dirty, which was the big hit, if you want to call it that, big radio hit, an album-orientated rock radio. But there's a lot of other great songs. Only Heaven Knows is about as classic Foreigner as it gets. You have your ballads, I'll Fight for You, Ready for the Rain, Safe in My Heart. But you also have some balls-out rockers like the aforementioned Low Down and Dirty. You also have the album ends with 3 just balls out rockers. No Hiding Place, Flesh Wound, and Unusual Heat. This is a fantastic record, and I don't think it gets enough credit when people talk about the Foreigner catalog. It's usually the dark horse, when in my opinion, it's one of the best records they put out. Now, am I going to sit here and say that it's better than Head Games, or it's better than 4, or it's better than the first Foreigner record, or anything like that? I'm not going to say it's better. I like it more than I like a lot of those records, but that's just my personal opinion. But beyond those first 4 records, this record is better than anything else they did other than those first 4 records. It's better than Agent Provocateur. It's better than the one in 87 or 88. I can't remember the name of it. And in my opinion, it's better than Can't Slow Down, which was the album the current version of the band made 9 or 10 years ago. Again, the current version of the band is okay, but it's funny how the current version gets a lot of credit for really keeping the Foreigner name alive, despite the fact that the only original member of the band right now is Mick Jones. Everybody else are replacement members. All great at what they do, but still, it's one guy carrying the torch. Whereas on this album, you had a new singer, but you also had, 3/4 of one of their most successful lineups intact. So really, this is more of a Foreigner record than anything they would put out now. And like I said, in my opinion, Johnny Edwards was an amazing singer, amazing songwriter, really didn't get enough due. Now, if I had to point out a problem, it might have been with the promotion of the record. The song Low Down and Dirty got a lot of airplay, but I remember watching, and you can find it on YouTube, them going on Arsenio Hall and playing, and I don't know what the hell Johnny Edwards was wearing. He had on some little like bike, like cycling shorts and some kind of button-up shirt, unbuttoned or whatever, and didn't really have the physique to pull it off. So it was kind of weird, and even for the time, it really didn't make sense. And for a band like Foreigner, having somebody coming out like that, looking like a cheap, Warrant wannabe or something like that, really just didn't work. And I think a lot of that contributed to the album not doing as well as it should have. Obviously it's going to suffer because musical tastes were changing. You have a new singer and everything else. But again, like I've said in previous videos, I'm the kind of guy that prefers to, not so much look at the name on the record. If it's a band I'm really into, I'm going to listen to the record and I'm going to listen to the quality of the music without focusing so much on the name that's on the jacket. But again, this is as classic a Foreigner record as anything else they released. It just gets a bad rap because it had a different singer, and at the time, people weren't ready for a Foreigner without Lou Gramm. So check it out. Foreigner, Unusual Heat, 1991. Another lost classic. I mean, probably more lost than any other lost classics I've presented, simply because of the fact that, I might be the only one that, around here that even has a vinyl or a copy of this record at all. So I don't know of any other deluxe editions or re-releases or remasters or anything else. It's available on iTunes, Google Play, and everywhere else that you buy music, so check it out. You won't be disappointed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I took your mind off what's going on in the world for a few minutes. If you like what you saw, check out my channel. I've got some other Lost Classic videos, ones I did on Leonard Skinner, Deep Purple, Kiss, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and I've got more coming. I've also got some unboxing videos, and I've also got some live footage from different festivals I've been to over the last few years. Welcome to Rockville, Exit 111 this past October in Tennessee. Right now, while nobody can go to concerts or go to festivals, the best thing we can do is watch some performances online, whether it be current performances or going back and looking at past festivals to, relive those moments, while we're stuck at home. So again, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.